Okay, hello everyone, I'm Chloe from G10M. Nowadays, we are surrounded by shopping promotions every day. Tricky marketing tricks are hidden in many attractive deals. Today, I'm going to talk about these hidden consumer pitfalls. Let's start with an easy question. Raise your hand if you ever bought something just because its price ends with 9, like 9.9 yuan, 29.9 yuan, or 99 yuan. Okay, I bet most of you guys have fallen into the trap. Have you ever bought something from live stream because it's the last deal, or top against again? When you buy on Wii, do you really need it, or are you just joined by tricks? Sellers use psychological pricing on purpose. We only notice the first number of the price, so 99 yuan feel much cheaper than 100. Even though it's just a teeny tiny gap. These small bias make us buy goods without thinking. So let me start with my grandpa. He easily gets tricked by TikTok live streams. He loves watching live shopping videos in his free time. Every weekend, he comes to our house for dinner. One ordinary weekend, I noticed something different about his appearance. He was wearing a Buddhist peering bean necklace and rosewood bracelet, and even a Buddhist attire. By the way, when I say Buddhist, it means something related to Fo. He also brought several large bags with him, and I was curious about what was inside. And he showed all the good stuff he had bought, Preferred baby formula, and a Buddhist necklace that supposedly would bring good health. And since he's retired, he is doing literally Buddhist rituals day and night. Afterwards, he excitedly asked if we like this stuff, although I didn't fully understand why he bought these things and how they could possibly help. So I pretended to be happy and said I really like them, thanking him for the gifts. I asked him where did he bought and how much they cost. He told us excitedly that he purchased everything from TikTok livestream. The milk powder he climbed in ensured good sleep, while the Buddhist necklace originally cost hundreds of thousands, but sold at a discount because the factory was closing down and the inventory was rolling in the warehouse. Does this sound familiar to you? My grandpa proudly said he did manage to grab it before it was gone. After hearing this story, there's a weird silence around here. I mean, it clearly sounds like something they made up. Another time, he brought the ordinary cup again from a live stream and claimed it was exceptionally special. Only about a dozen existed across all of China. And he said drinking water with this cup was good for our health and even called it a national secret. He said, and then 2 people in the live stream audience were arrested by the police, just trying to send him gifts. What a ridiculous story. I was so furious that I almost lost. I was completely speechless. My emotions are very complicated, both positive and negative. The helplessness surrounds me. And I am extremely angry about the action of the live streaming company. They fabricated a ridiculous story to take advantage of an old guy. In my opinion, my grandpa is just an innocent old child and wants to buy something to cheer him up. I realized my grandpa had fallen into a consumption trap. I tried to persuade him not to buy anymore, but he wouldn't listen. Later, I searched online to figure out why this happened. Here's an analysis of the reason behind it. This can be expanded by emotional loneliness theory. Many elderly people suffer emotional loneliness because their children are often too busy. And then, the live streamers fill this gap by calling them family and talking to them warmly, which builds fake intimacy. At the same time, sellers use deceptive ads about scarcity, like the factory was closing down, to trigger impulsive buying. And then The national secret story also explored state authority, making the old people believe the product is special without doubting it. In conclusion, it's a mix of unmet psychological needs and psychological manipulation. Furthermore, there are many other examples of the consumption traps in our daily life. Have you ever paid attention to the amount of money you spend on in-game purchases? These numbers are always 6 yuan, 48 yuan, 198 yuan, or 648 yuan. These numbers don't make us feel expensive at first, but we keep paying again and again. But after a while, we realize these small payments add up to a huge amount of money. Why? Because sellers pick these numbers on purpose. It can let our defensiveness down, and slowly we lose control of our own money. In addition, you have all heard about the famous line about diamonds too. A diamond is forever. Sellers link diamonds to marriage and make it represent eternal love. But in reality, diamonds aren't that rare or super valuable. After years of competitive advertising, sellers make us believe a diamond means true love, and we have to buy one to prove our feelings. This is a classical emotional consumption trap. It makes us want something we don't need and make us to spend money for emotional value. What can we do to avoid these traps and shop more wisely? Here are 5 simple tips. First, stop for a minute before buying anything. Ask yourself, do I really need this? Second, don't trust ads that sound too crazy. If a product is too good to be true, it's definitely a lie. Third, write a shopping list before buying anything, and only buy what's on the list. Fourth, watch out for free trials. Set a reminder to cancel them on time. And fifth, control the urge to buy on a whim. Don't shop just because something is popular or cheap, and never fall in the spend more to save more trick. What I want to say here, to be honest, is my grandpa actually did make some good investment, that he bought a lot of gold many years ago. Just as the old saying goes, we can't step into the same river twice, and we can't guarantee that we can always take the right path. To be fair, we can avoid falling into the trap. I have kindly reminded you, if you are trapped by what we have mentioned today, stop it right now. Otherwise, the harm you receive will not limit it to your wallet, but also your relationship, your health, and everything you cherish. We can't stop companies from making these tricky prices and ads, but we can take control of our own money and decisions. Don't let these tricky prices, fake ads, or unnecessary fear to make you spend money on you don't need. Learn to think for yourself. Shop more wisely. Be the smart shopper. Be the master of your own life. Thank you for listening.